Welcome to You Bijou. Do all of your preparations, set intention, gather your supplies. I am going to be using the chalk today at the end, so let's get to it. Today we are going to do the Tangle Zinger. So I'm going to put these off to the side, and I'm going to write the name of the tangle on the back just right out of the gate. Zinger. And there's a few different ways we can draw this. I am also going to skip all of the borders and string because this is one of those tangles. Maybe we'll just work our way around the tile with it. So I'm going to start with the first variation I'm going to do. It's going to have a stem that we don't aura. And then we are going to make a small C shape, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, or I mean a little bit smaller, 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 my pen, smaller, smaller, and then dot, 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 like that. And so that's one variation. Then we'll do another one, maybe come up this way, and then we aura that stem. And for this variation, we make a C shape and connect it. And then we connect, maybe a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller, maybe one more, and then a flick, like that. You could make a flick on this one too. You can kind of just play with how you cap it off. So this one reminds me of a tangle called Indirella, which we haven't done yet. And this one actually reminds me of like the honeycombs that you use to get honey out of a jar. I think I'm going to do another one this way, and you can combine. So maybe I'll go like this. Maybe I'll do the stem, but then maybe I'll do the first version where we get a little bit bigger and then gradually get smaller. And maybe this time I'll do a flick like that. And then you can just kind of add these around your tile. If you were to do one like this with the C shape, you can really play with how you decide, if you decide to kind of make it a lot bigger or a little bigger, how you decide to cap it off. I usually end up with like a little orb at the top, but you can go any which way. You can kind of play with this. Maybe I'll do one coming in this way. Oh, and I'm way off the page. Sorry about that. See how you can play with kind of what direction it's going to go, all of that. Maybe here I'll do one like the first one. So this, you can create a whole series of Zinger. You could add more in here, or you could leave it as is. So I'm going to leave it like that, and I'm not going to shade all of them, but I do want to show you how you can shade this tangle. So I'm going to start, maybe I'll just do one of these and one of these. I put some graphite on the edges, and I make sure I leave a room for the highlight. So this is my Tortillion for graphite, and I make sure I leave some white, some like unshaded part in the middle, and then I take my chalk and highlight that. Let's see, this is my Tortillion. I put little lines on the underneath it, so I know it's my white Tortillion. Okay, and then I'll do this one up here. And you don't have to shade them. I'm just kind of, or you don't even have to highlight them, right? I'm just kind of showing you different ways you can add to if you choose to do shading. You could choose to just do one side if you want. Like do them all just on the one side? Up to you. So those are kind of the different ways you can play with the shading piece. So then we have our chop. I feel like this is going to be my right side up. I kind of like that those are dangling from the top. And I think my chop is going to just land underneath this one over here. Like that. And then we will do our YOU Bijou, and then my initials and the date. And that is it. Tangle Zinger. Enjoy.